following video is brought to you by Tokullectibles. Click the link in the description below to check out their catalogs. Hey guys, Zenkaiger here. Welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be looking at the DX Geardailinger from機界戦隊ゼンカイジャー. Now this is the main transformation item for the 6th hero for the series, this being Kaiser. Now included with the actual Geardailinger set, you get the Geardailinger itself, Kaiser's gear, and Takai Riki's gear. Now, Takai Katana's gear was actually not exclusive to this set, not if you bought the deluxe roleplay set, which came with a red version of the Sentai buckle. But there was a way you can get this through Gashapon and Candy Toy Set 3, which is where I got mine from, and that was my last video review. So, yeah, now that we got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the Sentai gears that are included first, and then take a look at the actual Geardailinger. Now, unlike the core Sentai gears that have certain characters on them, or basically the core Zenkaigers, Kaiser's gears are a little bit different in a couple of ways. Now, like with all the other Zenkaigers, you do have the common change gear, which has the main hero depicted in its own design with the number by the left side of him, and it does have this sort of holographic detailing, while the original Zenkaiger gear here has the sparkle pattern. So it's a nice contrast. We got holofoil, and we got like a glitter shine to it right there. But the two other gears that are included with this being Katana and Riki, they're technically exclusive in their own ways, because these actually unlock not only the mecha combinations for Takayo, the mecha for Kaiser, but also his other forms. And while essentially these do have the same gear combinations as O-Ranger and Shinkenger, these do have their own uniqueness in the fact that they have their own like little mini characters on them based on the little brothers of the group that have been transformed into their forms from visiting SD-topia. And of course we have 33 and 19 representing both Shinkenger and O-Ranger respectively. And on the back sides of the gears we have their common little symbols here. With Katana we have the fire symbol, and with Riki we have the star, both representing Red Rangers from both seasons. Now, a lot of people were saying, why is it that you would choose Katana and Riki for Kaiser? Well, the main reason is because all three of these serve under one figure, this being, well, a king or a leader. With pirates, they serve a captain, and Zox is the captain of the Gold Seekers, and they travel throughout different worlds. Riki being based on O-Ranger, and O-Rangers have mythical powers from a pyramid, and the Egyptians always served a pharaoh, which is a king. So that's why we have an O-Ranger representation. And Katana is based on Shinkenger, which the Shinkengers followed the Lord, or in this case the Red Ranger, from that season. So it would make sense that we would get O-Ranger and Shinkenger respectively. And it also is worth mentioning that all three of these are technically anniversary seasons in their own way. O-Ranger being the 20th anniversary to the Super Sentai brand, Gokaiger being the 35th anniversary to the brand, and Shinkenger being an anniversary season, but not to Super Sentai, because at the time, in 2011, it was airing alongside Kamen Rider Decade, and Kamen Rider Decade was celebrating the 10 years of not only the Heisei era, but also 10 years of TV Asahi's television programming. So, essentially, they all have the common theme of kings, but also the common theme of all of them being an anniversary season one way or another. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and bring in the Geardailinger here, and check out the sounds, quote-unquote, for most of these gears. Because like I said before, both of the Kaiser form gears are the exact same pin combination as O-Ranger and Shinkenger, so they won't give us anything new in the Geardailinger. But, however, though, Kaiser's gear does give us something new, so let's go ahead and pop it in. As you can see, it gives us the new hero sound effect. Generic blasting noise. And the generic rolling of the tongue sound effect when it comes to the Geardailinger. It won't give us anything new for the giant formations or whatever, so there's no point in doing that as well. But it is worth mentioning that this does make a new sound in the Geardailinger by itself. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the Geardailinger. So here we have the Geardailinger, and it is a pretty beefy looking weapon, because this is relatively based on both a cutlass sword and just a standard pistol, while the Geardailinger is based on a revolving blaster. Because as you can see, we got the guard here, which also acts as the sword, as well as a bunch of other details that make it seem like it's a pistol from the general shape of it, which won't fit on my camera, unfortunately. But however, though, we do get some very nice detail here. We have a nice golden section here, which acts as our battery cover. Very nice firm handle there, and a very beefy little trigger there. Of course, we have Geardailinger right there on a sticker with the silver bits on this red section here, which does act as our sword mode, but we'll get into that in a minute. We got our little bubble here, which sort of acts as the chamber for any of the Sentai gears, and you can see my little phone set up there and the reflection. Very decent there. On the top here, we have your basic little mechanical detailings. On this side here, on the front here, we do got some molded detailing for the gun barrel slot. On the side here, we have our on-off switch there. And of course, on the back, we do have your little tambourine section there, but it also acts as a spinning wheel, or pirate's wheel rather, for the initial gimmick for the Sentai gear spinnings. And a bit of a complaint with this when I took it out of the box. I was hoping that this thing wouldn't have any issues when I took it out, so I started spinning it, and this is what happened. It squeaks because it's applying pressure to this one little area here. So essentially you have to push it down and spin it, so that way it's not like grinding with the plastic and causing that annoying dreaded squeaking noise. But we also do have this little barrel here that sort of acts as the electronics as you're spinning the gear here. And that's pretty much it. And there also is this little button here, so when you flip that out, you do get the sword mode. And you do get some more intricate detailing here, with such as the gears there, and all in this nice golden plastic, or golden paint rather. And of course we do have our little speaker right there in the front. So that pretty much covers all the detailing on the Geardailinger. So now let's go ahead and check out the sounds. Just move the camera display out a bit. So turning it on, you get a very nice announcement and some trumpets, and this is the same voice actor for the Ryuso Ken and the Mobirates, and that's also nice because we are getting the Legend Mobirates later this December. Now, essentially, you can't really do much when there's no Sentai gear included. If you pull the trigger, you just get your generic blasting noises. There is a feature you can do, and that is the dancing mode, and essentially what you do is you hold down the trigger here. And what you do is that you shake this thing, because this thing has a motion sensor, and you can do certain attacks, so... And you can do that for about 10 times, but yeah, it's a little annoying how this thing has a bit of a motion play feature, but it only works when it's in the mode for the transformations and for the final attacks. So that's nice in of itself. So now that we got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and do our obligatory transformations. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this down like that, pop this open, and then you're going to just slot the gear in like so, and then you're going to close it, and that will activate the that'll give us an activation or confirmation noise. And it asked us to spin it, so what you're going to do is you're going to spin the back section here. So And what you can do is you can do the little motion thing for the haze in this little mode. And now you've officially transformed into Kaiser. Now, this is a nice little mini transformation. It's not as prolonged as the Geardailinger, but the actual sequence you're supposed to do when you're dancing, quote unquote. That's how it is in the show for screen accuracy, so I will give it that. But yeah, it's just a nice little transformation, and I do love the jingle and everything. The blast sound effects don't change, however. Stays the same pretty much. And when you do have the thing in sword mode, nothing really changes either. So yeah, there's nothing much else you can do. You can technically do the dancing mode, because the dancing finisher move, because you do get a different confirmation depending on what gear you use. So let's go ahead and do that. And you do get a finishing move as well when you spin the back wheel. So let's go ahead and demo that now. Now, there is one more thing you can do, and that is to summon the mecha, or in this case, the ship, for the gold stickers. So what you're going to do is you're going to open it up and flip it around like that for the Kikai side. And lather, rinse, and repeat. Now you are in the Crocodile O. Now you summon Crocodile, and you can't really do much else here, but you can do a final attack. Now you officially transformed into Cross Kaio, which is essentially the motorcycle modes. Again, that's one of the modes for the motorcycles. And that's essentially all you really get with the main two Kaiser gear. You can basically summon Crocodile and split them into the two motorcycle modes and all this, that, and the other. Now let's go ahead and get into the other Syndic gears that are included. So let's go ahead and try out Takai Riki. See, it said O Ranger, now the sounds are different, because we got an Egyptian theme going on. Now you've transformed into Takai O-Ren form, and the sounds are different this time around, so when we pull the trigger. And there you go. And when you do the dancing, there you go. Now we can do our final attack. And there you go. Now let's go ahead and get into the Crocodile O formations. Spin it again. And there you go. And now, finally, let's try out Takai Katana. Now, for this one, we are going to need the sword mode out, so... There we go. The sound effects are now more of a blade edge sort of way, but like I've said earlier, it doesn't matter if you have the sword mode in or out, because if you have it in the gun mode, it's still the same thing. So, anyway, let's get down to our final attacks. I like how it reuses the sound effects from the Shiken motor. Now let's get to the dancing. Now let's get to the crocodile. There we go. That's better. And there you go. Now there is a couple more functionalities with this specific gear, and it involves both the standard Sentai gears and the Zenkaiger Sentai gears. So, for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and put in Zenkaiger. As you can see, it labels it as Zenkai ni Revolution. And if you turn it around, it summons Zenkaiger. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. We'll do the same thing for the other. We'll label this one as Zenkaiger. Well, the answer might shock you. It's labeled as Zenkaiger. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, this thing does not scan the average Sentai gears. Sure, it labeled Oriki, Katana, and Takai and Zenkaiger as completely separate gears, but when you put in a standard Sentai gear, for example, let's use Go Ranger here. It labeled it as Zenkaiger. And labeled it as it's a Sentai Revolution. And it might, and you're probably thinking, well, it probably only did it for that one gear, but no, it actually does it for all of the Legend Sentai gears. So for another example, here it is with Sun Vulcan. And I'm just going to stop there because there's no point in dragging this out, because it's the same thing for all the other Sentai gears that you've pretty much collected so far. So by itself, it's a pretty It's a pretty good Sentai changer, but however, though, it does lack in certain features, this being the fact that you have to either buy a deluxe set to get Takai in a DX format, or you have to wait another extended period of time to get this thing in either the Gashapon or the Candy Toy versions. Now, that is sort of a little bit weird because I actually had to wait until the Candy Toy version came out to get this because I gave my Gashapon version to my friend. But I mean, in all fairness, though, this does have a lot of really neat features. It's a shame that it can't scan the Sentai gears themselves because it just labels them as Sentai Revolution, even though that in the show it does the same thing as the Geardailinger. But other than that, though, it does do the job justice. It does have a lot of cool features as well, such as the sword mode, the dancing modes, and of course the different combinations that you can get with when you have all three of these gears included. It's a little bit of a shame that, like I mentioned before, O-Ranger and Shinkenger's gears are the exact same as those two, but I mean, it's just a small little nitpick. I mean, not all the gears are going to be like that. But with that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I will leave a link in the description below for this specific item on Tokullectibles and the rest of Zenkaiger's toy catalog as well as a bunch of other stuff that you guys might find there as well. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this delayed video for the DX Geardailinger. And the next time we're going to be taking a look at the Howken Cross Saber from Kamen Rider Saber. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Zenkaiger 90, signing out. See you next time.